got an age domain and I plan on rebuilding the original posts that have valuable backlinks and continue to add new content in the original niche. What? Okay, so the question is here. My question is, what happens to the backlinks the site has that you are not able to create a URL for and use? So I'll let Nick take that because he's the mega PBN
I like doing this stuff.
domain builder man.
So, you're saying what happens to these old pages with backlinks going to them that you aren't, I mean, you're able to create these URLs, right? They might just not be pertinent to what your niche is, right? So there's a couple of ways that you can repurpose these. One is to 301 them to relevant pages, but if they're so far off the wall that they're not relevant at all, maybe you'll struggle kind of defining where those should go. Another thing that I really like to do is I like to rebuild those old pages with the exact URL or just a slight variation of the URL. Let's say it's not niched, but you want to make it more niched. Let's say you bought a domain that was in the, I don't know, pet niche, but your domain is about food. Try and tailor that permalink to be something about both, dog food, something along those lines, right? But you're just injecting whatever you want in there. And the purpose of this isn't so that you're really manipulating traffic or any kind of person. You're doing this exclusively to manipulate Google's algorithm, right? The crawlers that are going to come crawl your site. And what you can use these pages for is to then create hub pages that are going to increase crawlability through the stuff that actually does matter. So a lot of times I'll take old URLs, I'll put 1,000 to 1,500 words of content related to whatever I want on there. Maybe I will inject a little more niche relevance by taking the permalink that used to exist and adding on a little bit of niche relevance to that permalink, then 301ing the old one to the new one. I hope I'm not getting too confusing here. I feel like maybe a diagram would make it easier, but that's the overall idea. Is if you're changing the permalink, just make sure you're recreating the 301 to repurpose the backlinks, which is the entire purpose of doing something like this. Then within that, 1,500 word article, you can inject all the interlinking you want to all the stuff that you're actually trying to rank for. Over time, this is going to act like a crawlable hub page. It doesn't have to exist on your site's menu or anything. It just has to exist on the sitemap so that Google itself is crawling it, right? Essentially, it's going to become a sort of hub support page. But again, there's no purpose to somebody landing on that page and actually using it. It's more so going to be used to manipulate the search. Now you could take it further and make it more white hat. All of that's up to you. But yeah, that's something you can do with pages that aren't, quite relevant enough to whatever you're trying to go for. But if an old page has a decent amount of backlinks going to it, or even one backlink that's from a really high authority website, it is going to be worthwhile to repurpose and reuse that. So at the very least, you would want to 301 it to something. And if that's just 301ing it back to the home page, then so be it.
That's what I was going to say.
But I think especially in the newer days of repurposing old domains, you'll come to find that recreating the old URLs seems to have more strength than just 301ing everything or majority back to the home page.
Yeah, so just a quick recap. Rebuild the pages that you can. Rebuild the most powerful pages for sure. The pages that have the most backlinks going to them. Pages that you can't figure out a way to rebuild, or maybe they just don't have a lot of links, but they do have some links. You can then 301 back to them, back to your homepage. How often do you use the auto 301 plugin in this case?
So, I mean, I only use, there's a couple, right? There's Auto 301 back to the homepage, right? Which gets used on PBNs a whole lot. And a lot of people are scared to use them at all because they think, Google's anti 301 to the homepage. But that's not really the case. It's just use it sparingly. So on PBNs, I'll use that here and there just to keep link juice going to the specific URL.
What about for a non-PBN?
Yeah, right. So for an actual money site, I might use like a plugin like 404 redirect to similar post, which is going to match the 404 old URL to something that's the most the permalink that's most similar to that old URL, right? So if the old URL was best woven baskets, then you had a page that was like woven baskets, it would 301 to that one, right? So I do like using that in conjunction with then another redirect plugin like redirection or something like that, so that I can fine tune if the auto match happened to go to the wrong post,
what's
right?
The name of the one
but what's
we
cool
use?
about it is you can use both of those together.
What's the name of the one that we use?
404 to similar post. I don't know if we have on Links or redirection, most likely.
Yeah, I'm not looking on links. Anyway, you can search around for plugins that just automatically 301 404 URLs, pages that don't exist or whatever on your site, and it'll automatically 301 them. But yeah, like Nick was saying, it's probably better to rebuild pages when you can. 301 to very closely related pages, as a step 2, and then I guess step 3 would be. Or step 3 would be, maybe sending some of the stuff to the homepage, or step 4 could be using the auto 301 plugin. That's not the name of it, but you'll just have to search around for it. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Be sure to check the description below for links to our blog for more info on this topic, along with a bunch of other cool stuff like case studies, our Facebook community, and our link building services. And like always, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell if you enjoyed the video. Thanks and happy ranking.